Another way to find cash for your business is through investment capital. You can also find investors for your dealership through the Small Business Investment Company. That's the SBIC that's licensed by the Small Business Administration. A small business investment company is a privately owned company that's licensed and regulated by the SBA. SBICs invest in small businesses in the form of debt and equity. Now, the SBA doesn't invest directly into small businesses, but it does provide funding to qualified SBICs with expertise in certain sectors or industries, such as dealerships. Those SBICs then use their private funds along with SBA guaranteed funding to invest in small businesses such as dealerships. Private investors can either invest in your dealership startup or they can invest in your dealership that's already operating, and the SBA will match their funds. Small business investment companies invest in small businesses through debt or equity or even a combination of both. Debt is a loan for a small business investment company, and it gives basically a loan to small businesses, and the businesses must pay them back along with interest. Equity is a share of ownership that the small business investment company gets in exchange for that business investment and providing funding. Sometimes a small business investment company invests in a business through both debt and equity. And such as an investment includes both loans and possibly shares of ownership of your dealership as well. A typical small business investment company investment is usually made over a 3-year period. A typical SBIC loan ranges anywhere from $250,000 to $10 million with an interest rate that's anywhere between 9% and 6%. SBICs will invest in your business in exchange for a share of ownership in your company. Typical investments do range anywhere from $100,000 to $5 million, and financing includes loans or possible ownership of your dealership as well. If you would like to contact any of these specialized investors, you can simply visit the SBA website, which has contact information for small business investment companies that are looking for small companies to invest in. And you can actually download an Excel file with contact information for companies that might be interested in investing into your dealership. So you can basically send mass emails to these investment companies. So that's another level of capital that you should be able to have access to. Here's an incredible resource provided by the SBA, which is known as the Learning Center. The SBA's Online Learning Center has online learning programs that are really designed to empower and educate you as a small business owner. And they're going to walk you through every step of the way of the startup of your dealership. Whether you are looking to start your dealership for the very first time, or maybe you currently have your license and you want to expand it, the SBA's digital learning platform has everything you need to educate yourself on best business practices and finding available financing options that you can qualify for. There are several free webinars. They're going to show you how to plan your business. They're going to show you how to launch your business. They're going to show you how to manage your business, market your business, and grow your business as well. Here you see several free webinars you can take to enhance your business knowledge to the next level. There's a lot of really, really great resources, and I want to give you that reminder, SBA.gov. Once again, that is SBA.gov. The SBA can also assist you in purchasing contracts with the federal government. Now this may or may not be helpful to you, but there are several benefits of government contracting. Government contracts offer a tremendous financial opportunity for small dealerships because the United States government is the largest customer in the world, and it buys all types of products and services in both large and small quantities. And the federal government is required by law to consider buying from small businesses, such as maybe the dealership that you're getting ready to open. Now, normally they purchase new vehicles, but there is absolutely nothing preventing you from even acting as an intermediary between the federal government and franchisees that sell new motor vehicles. Now, there are some scenarios where they might buy used vehicles, but in most cases, they are going to be buying new motor vehicles, but you can possibly act as an intermediary between a franchisee that sells brand new vehicles and the federal government. And the government wants to buy from small businesses for many, many reasons, including reasons that ensure that businesses don't that small businesses aren't basically muscled out by large businesses. And it helps businesses gain access to any type of contracting that the government actually has. And it's going to help you, with job creation, and it also even will help disadvantaged socioeconomic groups. So in a nutshell, the process of requesting proposals and evaluating bids and awarding contracts is going to take place for every size business that basically does level the playing field. The government will consider a bid from any qualified business. So right here, you're going to see on the screen, the SBA has a lot of information on how to get started winning federal contracts, and they do make it very easy to understand how to participate in what can be this very profitable process. And with this license that you're getting ready to obtain, or maybe you're already a licensed motor vehicle dealers, if you want to think outside the box, there are a lot of other financial opportunities for you, such as finding these requests for proposals and maybe acting as an intermediary between a franchisee and ordering several brand new vehicles and turning around and marking them up and selling them in bulk to the federal government. So I hope this is some information that's going to be very beneficial to you. Here's some specific information. If you are interested in obtaining federal government contracts, you can contact the Office of Government Contracting and Business Development, and their phone number is going to be 202-205-6459. Now let's talk about exporting. I know that you are either probably going to start a business or you're currently running a business on that corner intersection or a highway strip. Maybe that's you. If your dealership is on that corner lot or on that highway strip, obviously that is the foundation of this business, is that small local lot serving the local customers. But I want you to be aware that the world is your market. And I have actually seen several trends throughout the years where a certain country might have a very large need for one specific type of vehicles. A few years ago, there was a construction boom in Eastern Europe, and you could not get enough semi-trucks into that country. So everyone was buying the Peterbilts and Kenworths, and they were actually shipping them over to the Czech Republic. A few years ago, there was actually a shortage of 3/4-ton trucks in Mexico. So everyone was like buying the Ford F-350s and other 3/4-ton trucks, and they were shipping them to Mexico. A couple of years ago, I had a person take one of my in-class training courses, and he was from Dubai, and he stated at that time there was a certain social status in having a gold Toyota Highlander. So I checked the wholesale prices for Toyota Highlanders, and the gray Toyota Highlanders were going for about $10,000 wholesale. Burgundy Toyota Highlanders were going for about $10,000 wholesale. And at that time, the gold Toyota Highlanders were going for about $45,000 to $50,000 wholesale, which is pretty interesting. So that gentleman from Dubai was getting his license with the sole intent to sell gold Highlanders to individuals in Dubai. So there are benefits of exporting. Nearly 96% of consumers live outside the United States. 2/3 of the world's purchasing power is actually in foreign countries. If you're a small business owner, here's how to work with the Small Business Administration for your trade needs. They have the U.S. Export Assistance Center, and they can help you explore the process of exporting at centers throughout the country. Each one is actually staffed by professionals from public and private organizations that have experience in export assistance for small and medium-sized businesses, and they even will specialize in helping you as a motor vehicle dealer export vehicles to other countries. They also have trade tools for international sales. So the SBA has an office called the International Trade Association, and it's the Trade Tools for International Sales page provides information on how to help small businesses explore export opportunities in markets all over the world. So you can find information on other countries' regulations and laws, and you can explore programs and services for small businesses such as your dealership. If you want to take it global, you're going to be able to do that. I do want you to be aware that most U.S. banks view loans for exporters as a little bit risky. So this does make it harder for you to get loans for day-to-day operations if you're solely going to be an exporter. And that is why the SBA has created programs to provide lenders with a 90% guarantee on export loans. So if you're an exporter and you go to your local bank to try and get a loan, that might be hard. But if you get an SBA guaranteed loan, it will probably be much, much easier for you, especially when you are specializing in exporting vehicles to other countries. The SBA also maintains what's known as the International Trade Hotline. Now, I want to give you that phone number. This is going to be a really great phone number, and I'll give you that email address as well. The SBA's Office of International Trade can help any dealership that's maybe facing barriers in accessing international markets. So the office actually publicizes several trade agreements, and their goal is to help small businesses in the United States grow their market. So you can contact them, 855-752-4877. And here's an email that I think will be beneficial for you as well, international@sba.gov. I strongly encourage you to consider exporting your vehicles to other countries. It can be very profitable, but there are some guidelines that you'll need to be aware of and follow in order to maintain compliance. The SBA also offers export lending, export finance programs, and it should help you get loans with those 90% guarantees. So you can definitely find out more about international trade loans as well. So do please keep that in mind. Minority-owned dealerships. The Small Business Administration is committed to supporting the development and growth of minority-owned small businesses and entrepreneurs from underserved communities. Counseling and training. The United States Small Business Administration leverages its field offices, its resource partners, and additional partnerships to help level the playing field for business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs who have historically lacked access to wealth or business opportunities. SBA Resource Partners. The Small Business Administration works with independent organizations to provide high-quality counseling and training to meet the specific needs of new and existing small businesses. SBA Resource Partners provide counseling and training to business owners at all stages. The SBA Emerging Leaders Initiative. The Emerging Leaders Initiative is an intensive executive-level series intended to accelerate the growth of high-potential small businesses in America's underserved cities. The program provides customized training for business owners that have demonstrated business sustainability. So participants create a 3-year strategic growth action plan with benchmarks and performance targets to help you emerge as a self-sustaining business, creating jobs in your community. The federal partners. The United States Department of Commerce operates what's called the Minority Business Development Agency, which is dedicated to the growth and global competitiveness of business enterprises that are owned and operated by African Americans, Asian Americans, Hasidic Jews, Hispanic Americans, Native Americans, and Pacific Islanders. Funding programs. As stated before, the federal government does not provide grants to start a business. However, there are several funding programs to help entrepreneurs start, expand, and also to recover from disasters. These are those SBA loans that I talked about earlier. And you can learn more about funding options for small businesses, including those targeted at minority and underserved communities. And you can also easily get connected with an SBA approved lender on the SBA website. The SBA also offers special options for any type of disaster recovery in underserved communities as well. SBA contracting certifications. They do have the business development program, which I discussed a moment ago, called the 8A Business Development Program. The 8A Business Development Program helps socially and economically disadvantaged small businesses grow by limiting competition for certain contracts to participating businesses and allowing them to become solid competitors in the federal marketplace. Disadvantaged businesses in the 8A program can compete for set-aside and sole source contracts. You can get a business opportunity specialist to help you navigate federal contracting opportunities. They also have formed joint ventures with established businesses through the SBA's Mentor Protege program, so you can receive management and technical assistance, including business training, counseling, marketing assistance, and high-level executive development. You can also compete for contract awards under multiple socioeconomic programs as they apply in the 8A Business Development Program. And you do have to meet some certain criteria to be certified. There's also the Hub Zone program. The government actually limits competition for certain contracts to businesses that are in historically underutilized business zones. And this program aims to award at least 3% of all federal contract dollars to Hub Zone certified companies. Here is another great resource called the Minority Business Development Agency. The United States Department of Commerce operates the Minority Business Development Agency, and this is dedicated to the growth and global competitiveness of business enterprises that are owned and operated by African Americans, Asian Americans, Hasidic Jews, Hispanic Americans, Native Americans, and Pacific Islanders. So hopefully some of these resources will be good for you if those economic factors apply to you. Next, let's talk about women-owned dealerships. The Small Business Administration can be a great resource for you if you're a woman and you own your own dealership, and they have what is known as the Office of Women's Business Ownership. The Office of Women's Business Ownership, which is also called the OWBO, the Office of Women's Business Ownership helps women entrepreneurs through programs that are coordinated by local SBA district offices. And these programs also include business training, counseling, advice on federal contracts, and access to credit and capital. The OWBO oversees what's called Women's Business Centers, and these centers basically seek to level the playing field for all women entrepreneurs who still face some unique obstacles in the business world. Businesses receiving assistance from women's business centers will see a significantly better success rate than those without that similar and same support. Funding for women-owned small businesses. As I've stated, the 8A Business Development Program can be an asset for you if you're a woman-owned dealership as well. So it helps small, disadvantaged businesses compete in the marketplace. So you can certainly check with the women business centers and local assistance resources for any type of guidance, and they'll also have that lender match tool for finding capital as well. Women-owned small businesses can also take a loan of all SBA loan programs, and the SBA partners do offer a lot of advice and counseling to get you on the right path for your company. There's also the Women-Owned Small Businesses Federal Contracting Program. And this program helps women-owned small businesses compete for federal contracts. So to understand the eligibility requirements, you definitely want to go to the SBA website. But the SBA also works with federal agencies to increase contracting opportunities and achieve the government's 5% contracting goal for women-owned small businesses. Other resources for women-owned businesses would be the National Women's Business Council. The National Women's Business Council is a nonpartisan federal advisory council that serves as an independent source of advice and counsel to the President, to Congress, and to the United States Small Business Administration as well. The council is the government's only independent voice for women entrepreneurs, and they tackle really important and relevant economic issues as well. Here you can see on the SBA website a direct link to several organizations that offer assistance to any women-owned business. You have the Association for Enterprise Opportunity, that's the AEO, the Association of Women's Business Centers, that's the AWBC, the National Association of Women in Construction, National Association of Women in Real Estate, National Association of Women's Business Owners, the U.S. Women's Chamber of Commerce, Women's Business Enterprise National Council, the Women Impacting Public Policy, Women's Presidents Association, that's known as the WPO as well. And you'll be able to find links to all these resources on the SBA website as well. So if you're a woman that's starting this business, or maybe you're a currently licensed entrepreneur that has a dealer's license and a dealership currently operating, there are many, many resources for you if you're minority-owned or if you're women-owned. And now let's talk about veteran-owned dealerships. The Office of Veterans Business Development, which is also known as the OVBD. They are devoted exclusively to promoting veteran entrepreneurship. The OVBD facilitates the use of all SBA programs by veterans, service-disabled veterans, reservists, active duty service members, transitioning service members, and their dependents or survivors. SBA programs provide access to capital and preparation for small business opportunities as well. They can also connect veteran small business owners with federal procurement and commercial supply chains. The Veterans Business Outreach Center program is an initiative that oversees the veterans across the country. And this small business program features a number of successful stories about entrepreneurs that are veterans, and they offer a business plan, workshops, concept assessments, mentorships, and training for all eligible veterans. So to find your nearest center, you can use the SBA tools like Lender Match to connect with lenders. Also, the SBA does make special consideration for veterans through several programs. They have the Military Reservist Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, which provides loans of up to $2 million to cover operating costs that can't be met due to the loss of an essential employee to active duty in the reserves or the National Guard. So that could benefit you even if you're not a veteran, but maybe you've got an employee that is in the National Guard or reserves and they're deployed. This can help you recover the cost of the loss of that employee temporarily. Veteran entrepreneurship training programs. The SBA programs feature customized curriculums, in-person classes, and online courses that give veterans the training that they need to operate a successful dealership. And these programs teach the fundamentals of business ownership. Small business experts will advise you on how to run your business. There's also a program called Boots to Business. This is an entrepreneurial program that's offered on military installations around the world, and the training is on track with the Department of Defense Transition Assistance Program. So the Boots to Business Reboot extends the entrepreneur training programs to veterans in all communities across the world. There's also a women veteran entrepreneur training program, which provides entrepreneurial training to women veterans, women service members, women spouses of service members, and veterans as they start or grow a business. SBA funds these entrepreneurship training programs that are made exclusively for women veterans. And this can definitely help you if you are in the military or maybe you have a spouse that is in the military. Now, your local SBA office can be a great resource for you. They have many resources for you starting your dealership, or maybe you currently own the dealership. But I want to show you how easy it is to contact your local SBA office. So not only does the SBA have a very large presence in Washington and online, they also have many local offices that can assist you as well. And they can help you find local lenders, state programs, and they can assist you with loan applications. They can assist you with exporting, like we talked a little bit ago. And just about everything that's found on the SBA website can also be utilized at your local Small Business Administration Association office. So how do you find your local SBA office? You can go to the SBA website, just enter your website address there, sba.gov, and you're easily going to be able to find a local office near you just by inputting your zip code there at the top. So you'll see they do have offices all over the United States. You can also download a PDF of your local SBA offices, as you see here. This is the PDF file for all the offices from Alabama through Florida. Next, you'll see the offices located from Georgia through Mississippi. And then you'll see the offices of Missouri through Puerto Rico. And then you'll even see Rhode Island and Wyoming. So you'll find all the office addresses right there on the SBA.gov website. So remember, the SBA can assist you with business guides. They can assist you with funding programs and federal contracting. The Learning Center will also give you great assistance, and you'll always have local assistance as well. The United States Small Business Administration is a very valuable resource for you, whether you're starting a dealership for the first time, maybe you've owned a dealership for a couple of years, or maybe you've owned a dealership for 20 or 30 years. The SBA can benefit any dealership of any size, regardless of your ownership experience. And here's that SBA contact information for you. You're going to be able to call them directly, 800-827-5600. 5722, or you can drop them an email, answerdesk@sba.gov. I hope that you are finding this information very beneficial, especially if you are searching for government resources that'll help you with your business.